Imagine you wake up tomorrow and every creative job on the planet has been replaced overnight. Not by humans, not by companies, but by a piece of software that learned how to watch, listen, and create better than most professionals who spent years mastering their craft. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it is not. It is happening right now, and the technology at the center of it all is AI video generation. What started as a niche experiment in research labs has quietly evolved into something so powerful, so disruptive, that even Hollywood studios and billion-dollar brands are taking notes. And today, you are going to learn exactly how it works, why it matters, and most importantly, how you can use it before everyone else catches on. Most people have no idea how far AI video generation has actually come. They think it is just some gimmick, a toy that makes blurry clips or funny animations. But what is actually happening behind the scenes will genuinely surprise you. And by the end of this video, you are going to see the world of video creation in a completely different way. So if you are new here, this is AI Unlocked Official, a channel dedicated to breaking down the most powerful AI tools in the world in a way that actually makes sense. If that sounds useful to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It helps more than you know, and there is a lot more coming that you do not want to miss. So let us start at the beginning. What exactly is AI video generation? At its core, it is a process where artificial intelligence creates video content from scratch, either from a text prompt, an image, an existing clip, or a combination of all three. You type a description like a cinematic shot of a futuristic city at sunset with flying cars and rain-soaked streets, and within seconds, the AI produces a video clip that matches that description with stunning realism. No camera, no crew, no editing software, just words turned into moving images. But here is where it gets really interesting. The technology behind this is not one single invention. It is actually the result of several powerful AI breakthroughs colliding at the same time. The first is something called diffusion modeling. This is the same core technology behind AI image generators like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Diffusion models work by learning the patterns of thousands, sometimes millions, of real images and videos. They essentially learn what things look like, how light behaves, how motion flows, and how scenes are composed. Then, when you give them a prompt, they reverse engineer a new visual from pure noise, slowly refining it until it matches what you described. It is almost like watching a photograph develop in real time, except the AI is building something that never existed before. The second breakthrough is temporal consistency. This is the part that makes video so much harder than images. A single image only needs to look good in one frame. But a video needs to look good across hundreds or thousands of frames, and every one of those frames needs to flow naturally into the next. Early AI video tools struggled badly with this. Objects would flicker, faces would morph, and backgrounds would shift in ways that looked completely unnatural. But newer architectures, particularly those built on transformer models and video-specific training data, have solved much of this problem. The result is video that holds together, that feels continuous, and that increasingly looks like something a real camera could have captured. Now, you might be wondering which tools are actually doing this at the highest level right now, and the answer has changed dramatically even in just the past year. Tools like Sora from OpenAI made global headlines when it produced video clips that were almost indistinguishable from real footage. Runway ML has been pushing boundaries with its Gen series of models, offering creators fine-grained control over motion, style, and scene structure. Kling AI from China's Kuaishou demonstrated that this revolution is not limited to Silicon Valley. And Pika Labs carved out a loyal following among creators who want speed and simplicity without sacrificing quality. Each of these platforms approaches the problem slightly differently, but they are all pointing in the same direction, toward a future where anyone with an idea can produce professional-grade video without a single piece of traditional equipment. And this brings up a question that a lot of people are quietly asking. What does this mean for video creators, filmmakers, and content professionals? Is this the end of traditional video production? The honest answer is complicated. On one hand, AI video generation is already being used to cut production costs dramatically. Brands that used to spend thousands of dollars on a single commercial are now generating multiple variations in an afternoon. Marketing teams are creating product demos, social media content, and explainer videos in hours instead of weeks. Independent creators are producing cinematic content that previously required a full crew and a serious budget. The barrier to entry has not just been lowered, in many cases, it has been completely removed. On the other hand, the most compelling video content still requires something AI cannot fully replicate on its own, and that is human judgment. Knowing what story to tell. Understanding what an audience actually feels. Recognizing the emotional beat that turns a good video into an unforgettable one. The creators who will thrive in this new era are not the ones who resist AI. They are the ones who learn to direct it, shape it, and combine it with their own creative instincts. Think of it less like a replacement and more like having the most capable production assistant who ever existed, one who never sleeps, never complains, and can render a cinematic rain scene in 45 seconds. There is also a side of this story that does not get talked about enough, and that is the ethical dimension. When AI can generate photorealistic video of anything or anyone, the implications for misinformation, consent, and trust are serious. Deepfake technology has already shown us how damaging synthetic video can be when used irresponsibly. The same tools that let a small creator produce a stunning short film can theoretically be used to fabricate events that never happened. This is why the conversation around watermarking AI content, establishing consent frameworks, and building detection tools is so urgent right now. The technology is moving faster than the guardrails, and that gap is something every person who uses these tools needs to think about honestly. But here is the flip side of that concern, and it is genuinely exciting. AI video generation is also unlocking creativity for people who were previously locked out entirely. Think about the independent filmmaker in a small town who has an incredible story to tell, but zero budget. Think about the educator in a developing country who wants to produce engaging video lessons, but has no studio, no equipment, and no team. Think about the startup founder who needs a product launch video but cannot afford an agency. For these people, AI video generation is not a disruption. It is an opportunity that simply did not exist before. And that democratization of creative power is something worth celebrating. As you look at where this technology is heading, the trajectory is almost hard to believe. We are moving toward AI systems that can generate full-length narrative videos from a simple script, maintain consistent characters across scenes, adapt tone and style on command, and integrate seamlessly with voiceover, music, and sound design. Some researchers believe that within the next few years, a single person with the right prompting skills could produce content that currently requires an entire production studio. Whether that excites you or makes you nervous probably depends on where you sit in the creative economy. But either way, it is coming. So here is what I want to leave you with. The people who will define the next era of video content are not necessarily the ones with the biggest budgets or the fanciest equipment. They are the ones who understand these tools early, experiment relentlessly, and develop a voice that is distinctly human even when the production around it is entirely artificial. The tools are here. The access is here. The only thing left is the decision to start. Now I want to hear from you. Are you already experimenting with AI video generation, or does the idea still feel overwhelming? Drop your answer in the comments below because I read every single one and I genuinely want to know where you are in this journey. If this video gave you a new perspective or taught you something useful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And stay tuned, because what is coming next on this channel goes even deeper into the tools that are quietly reshaping everything. The next video might just change how you think about creativity altogether.